Welcome back to the From Corporate to Coach podcast, your guide to turning your expertise into income by building a thriving coaching business working just 5 hours a week without quitting your job. I'm your host, Isaline Rosier, and today's episode is different. It's going to be personal, it's going to be raw, and honestly, it might be one of the most important episodes that I will record. You might have noticed that last week I missed one episode. Well, I had a really good reason. I just gave birth to my sweet baby boy 3 weeks early. And why I was in the thick of it, like the messy, the powerful, and the completely out of my comfort zone, I had this huge realization. Giving birth is a lot like building a business. So today, I'm going to share with you my birth story and the business lesson I actually didn't expect to learn in the delivery room. So let's get into it. So as I mentioned, my son arrived like 3 weeks early. And a couple of days before, my OB told me that I was already having contraction and that he was suspecting that my son had his cord around the neck. So, I went home. I was anxious. I was drained. Honestly, I was barely able to function and definitely not able to work. 48 hours later, nothing had progressed. But you know what? Like the contraction kept coming. So when I came back to see my OB, he made the call. He told me, we need to induce. And that's when all this wild ride actually began. What was supposed to be like a 2-hour max delivery, because I basically gave birth to my first child just in like 15 minutes, turned into like 8 hours of intense labor. My husband, totally out of his depth in the labor room because he was working around, he didn't know what to do of himself. And I said, okay, look, let's get you something to do, because if not, like, you're going to stress me out. And then for 6 hours, we tried to keep things natural. I was, managing the pain, watching boulders on Netflix. I don't know if anyone has watched this show. I was eating cookie. Honestly, it was bearable. But then what happened is like things got really real. They told me, okay, we need to actually give you the epidural. And that's when the doctor said, if nothing happens soon, we will need to do a C-section. And my heart dropped. My brain was literally screaming, no way, I cannot do this. But the real truth is that my body wasn't cooperating at all. My son didn't want to get out. And in that moment, I completely broke down. I was terrified. I didn't feel in control anymore. And I don't love to feel out of control. And I don't cry often, but here I cried because it was not just from fear. It was not just from grief. The grief for the plan that I have, the control that I love, the unexpected turn I didn't want. I cried for all of those things because it was really overwhelming. And then they took me to the OR. I was crying, and my husband held my hand and was wiping my tears. And the second that I heard my baby, I felt a lot of relief. I even cried even more because I knew it was okay. I was okay. And actually, I had the feeling that we made it. We did the hardest part. And that moment, which was one, honestly, of the hardest and the most transformative moment of my life, told me a lot of things that I didn't know back then. And it told me a lot of things about my business, while now I've been reflecting on it. The first lesson that I learned from the entire experience is that family comes first always. When you are scared of losing your child, or even when you are scared for your own life, nothing else matters. Not your business, not the fucking strategy, not your to-do list. That experience actually is that remind me that why I built this business in the first place. I built this business to be with my family, not away from them. And from time to time as business owner, we're so into our business. We so want to succeed. We so want to grow this entire thing that we're pouring our heart into it, that we forgot what is really important. We forgot our why. We do that for our family. We do that for them. We do that for us. And This reminder actually made me double down on efficiency. And when I came back home, I decided to restructure my entire framework into what I call now my 5-hour business blueprint, which is a blueprint that is going to help every woman who is working with me grow their coaching business without missing their real life and only working 5 hours a week. By working just 5 hours a week, you will build your business, you will get client, you will start to become visible, you will have all the key in order to succeed. And that was one of the biggest key takeaways that I had, that pulled me back to, this is why I built my business, and this is exactly now what I am meant to do. The lesson too that I got from like the OR is that you are never fully ready, and that's fine. That's okay. I didn't feel ready for C-section. I didn't feel ready to launch my business or even to launch my first program. But I did both. And every time that I took action, I took messy actions, it changed my life. Waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the perfect plan to happen will actually rob you your progress. And it will keep you stuck in an overthinking hamster wheel. There is no right time. There is no right plan. You need to do it now and to do it messy. And you will thank me later for that advice, because it's going to change your entire way of showing up in your business. As I already told you before, it's not about the number of hours that you put in your business. It's about how you use the few pockets of time that you have in order to create results. And in order to be able to create results, you need to take messy action. You cannot wait forever on the sideline. You cannot grieve forever over a plan that didn't happen. A lot of the time when you will try things in your business, it won't work as you want it to work. And that's fine. Learn from it, define a new plan, and take action again. The third lesson that I learned from this experience is that the messy middle is where your entire growth happens. My birth didn't follow my plan. Neither did my business. But they both told me one thing. Your strength is really in how you adapt, not in how well you control everything. Because that experience reminded me that even if I love to be in control, I cannot be in control all the time. And if I cannot be in control all the time, it's because it's supposed to happen this way. And my greatest strength in that moment was to embrace that I was not in control and to adapt myself. And that's the same when it comes to business. Your key in your business is to have the right mindset, to be resilient, and to be patient. And that's where the magic is. As long as you believe in yourself and you believe in your ability to create the result, your success is inevitable. But for that, you need to believe in yourself 100%. The lesson 4 was a great reminder, is that you need support. And I know it's something that is hard to have, because I am the queen of doing it by myself. I'm showing that I'm a strong woman, that I know how to do it, that I will figure it out. But sometimes you just need support. I had a birth team. I had someone to help me in my postpartum. I have a business team. None of this could work without support. And honestly, it's actually not supposed to. You can't do it alone. And you are not meant to do all of this alone. And trust me, I used to wear my superhero hat all the time, but it didn't lead me anywhere except close from burning out. Asking for help is one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself and your loved one. Inside of the part-time coaching business program, I'm that support for my client, because we're not meant to build our business alone. Working with someone is going to save you hours of trial, error, overthinking, second guessing, because you are going to surround yourself with people who can help you achieve your goal faster than you will ever did alone. But it only starts if you ask for help and you recognize that you cannot do it alone. Lesson 5. Rest is productive. Honestly, after the birth, rest wasn't optional. I had to recover. I had to recover emotionally. I have to recover physically. I have to recover mentally. And guess what? It's the same for your business. Hustling 24/7 isn't sustainable for you. You need to build a business that is working for yourself, not a business that is going to add a lot more thing into your plate, because you are already full. You have a full-time job. You might have kids and family to take care of. Your day is already full. So you need to be able to create a business that is going to fit inside of your life instead of running your life. And that's why I built my business only working few hours a week. And that system still works today. I created it 3 years ago and it's still working today, and I'm still improving it on a daily basis with that second child. So never forget that if you are not rested, you won't be able to run a successful business, because when you are rested, you are productive. You are creative. You know, you have clarity on your business. But when you are acting from a place that your brain or even your body can cope, then you will hustle instead of actually use your time in a really efficient way. Lesson 6. The results are worth every contraction. Yeah, was it hard? Oh, well, yes. Yes, it was hard. Did it stretch me? Literally and figuratively. But now, when I look at my son and my business, I think, damn, you know what? I actually did that. I actually gave birth to my daughter in 15 minutes. I gave birth to my son through a really painful C-section. I built that business that I pour all my heart into it. And now I'm able to help a lot of women build their coaching business as well. I'm not going to lie to you. Building a business where you have a full-time job isn't easy, but it's so worth it. Because you are not just creating a plan B for yourself. You are creating something that you want for a really long time. But because you always put other people before you, you always put it in the back burner. So creating this business is for once putting yourself first. It's for once doing something that you really want to do for yourself. And that in itself will always be worth it. So whether you are birthing a baby, you are birthing a business, or both, I just want you to know this. You are wildly capable. You don't need 40 hours a week to build your business, and you are allowed to do it your way. You only work 5 hours a week on your business and you don't want to be present on social media? Fine. Do what feels good to you. Do what's work for you. And if this episode moved you, me birth on IG and LinkedIn, and I would love to hear your story. I would love to hear how my story is resonating with you as well. And if you are finally ready to turn your corporate expertise into income by building a coaching business working only 5 hours a week, just know that the part-time coaching business is actually open for a week. And because of the birth of my baby boy, I decided to offer you a 30% off just for a few more days. So if you know any mama or coach-to-be who needs this, share this episode. And if this one gave you chills, leave a review. It will help others find it. Until next time, stop dubbing, start building, and trust yourself. You got this.